This meeting is being recorded.
The next one is the scatter plot. Okay, we'll continue with the combination chart. What is combination chart? As the name suggests, the chart which will have two y-axis and one x-axis. It will have it. And in the case of two y-axis which shares the common x-axis, in that kind of situation, you can go for combo charts. In the combo charts, you will have the combination of both the column chart as well as the line chart. You will find it. So when can you use the combination chart? When you have a line chart and a column chart with the same x-axis. If it shares the same x-axis, then you can go for this one. So this is basically helpful to compare more than one measures. Okay, to compare multiple ranges with different measures. Here I just click on the scatter plot. This is your scatter plot. I just resize this one now, and here, importantly, when it comes to scatter plot, you should be knowing that we'll be using this one to find out the correlation between two quantitative variable or two numeric columns. Okay, the columns that are of numeric type, we are going to compare it. I'm going to select the numeric column sales and drop it here. The next one is the profit. I will drop it here. In the x-axis and y-axis, sales and profit we dropped here, and in the columns, I will just drop in the values, right? In the values column, I just drop the category here. And the next one is the size. Okay, I'll just increase the font size. X-axis here, in this case, format pane. I just increase the font size for the x-axis label, and then here and then the values for the y-axis, the label for profit is very small. Okay, I'm going to increase the size. Okay, I just go back to the visual properties here. In the legend, what I do is I'll just drop another column called region here. The moment I drop the region here, you can see that more number of observations or records. And I just scroll down and I'll just drop the sales in the size column. Now we can see the size of the values, right? It go bigger now. So the bigger this is a bubble. Okay, the bigger the size of the bubble tells us a bigger, more sales happen there. For example, this is a smaller size. The sales volume is just less, very less, 23,000. Whereas here, if the size is bigger, the bigger the size of the bubble tells us higher the sales happen or the profit, more profit has happened. And the legend here, it tells us the legend with these different colors, we can identify which region, how much sales and profit has been made. That we can say it with this help, with the help of these colors. Okay, the legend. For example, the green color tells us Africa. Okay, Africa, how much sales happened. Okay, and in North Asia, for that some other colors. You know, North Asia also. This is a light green. This is a dark green. The dark green is your Africa. Likewise, with this legend colors, we can identify in which region how much sales and profit we made. And then what I'll do is the next one is I just go to the play axis. In the play axis, we have another field called play axis. And if you see here, compared to other charts in scatter plot, a lot of field columns are there, sections are there here. I'll just drop the here. You can see that the play button got enabled. This is 2014. Okay. When I play it, you can see the 2012. And now we can animate the scatter chart also, scatter plot. The play axis field is helpful to enable the animation. And if you play it and if you can pause it, so when you pause it, you can see the previous values or previous years sales performance. 2012, how much we made, 2013, 2014, you can see it here. Like as you can see it here, and you have another option here called so you have another option compared to other visuals. You have the along with the format visual, you have some other analytics field. Analytics icon is there. When you click on this, you will have something like average line, median line. And if you expand the average line, you will find something like this, add line settings. When I click on this, line 1, look here, your line has been drawn here. Okay. And when I click on another one, another line will get created. And if you select this one, sorry, if you select this one and if you expand the series, so sales has been taken by default. Okay, it computed the average for the sales series. And I'm going to click on this one. And now what I do is I'm going to select the profit. So the line 1, took an average on the sales. For example, if you click it here, you can see that line 1 gives you the average sales and line 2 gives you the average profit. So this is your average sales because in the x-axis we have plotted the sales. The y-axis we plotted the profit. So here in this axis, the average somewhere falls here, and then in this x-axis, the average falls somewhere here. Both these axis average values intersects here. That's it, right? Okay, so with this we can make quick insight. Anything above average profit. So this is above average way. All these bubbles, whatever you see here, just above these two lines, tells us above average sales and above average profit. In which region we made above average sales and profit. So if you keep the cursor over, you can see that the sales is 1,57,000, 30,000, the profit. Here also you can see 82,000, 18,000. Here also you can see that. And if you see here, the below average 65,132, and the profit is also lesser. So with this we can say, if you see here, these are the bubbles that is below the average sales and just above the profit. Profit is more, but the sales is less. For example, if you keep the cursor over here, 1,24,930, 6,495 is the profit. And here, if you see here, the profit, the sales is 1,22,000. It is on the marginal side. And if you see here, and here the negative profit, we can see the negative profit and sales, though the sale is more, the profit is negative here. With this, they can take a quick action. So we are spending a lot of effort, but even after selling 123K, we are not able to make any profit. Instead, we are losing. maybe we are getting more returns, more sales, more returns. That is also not a good sign. So this is the one helps us to understand. And like I explained you in the last session, how you can format the title, how you can change the font style and everything. You can go and do it. So these are the options that you have it in the case of scatter plot. Scatter plot is also called as a bubble chart. What is the difference between scatter and bubble chart? In the case of bubble chart, you can compare three measures. What is measure? Measures is nothing but the sales, profit, numeric values, three quantitative variables. You can find out the correlation. In the case of scatter plot, you can find out the correlation between two different quantitative variables. Numeric columns, okay, the columns with numeric data. And then you have a tool tips also here. For example, if you keep the cursor over here, you can see the sales profit. And then if you drop the quantity here, look here, you can see the first quantity. Okay, and here the tool tips. Here the quantity is not a numeric data type. Okay, due to some reasons, right? It is not a quantity. You need to make sure that before you plot the chart, all the columns are assigned with appropriate data type. Okay. So to wrap up this scatter plot, before we wrap up, okay, and here the scatter plot is useful to compare the correlation or the relationship between two quantitative variables, or to find out the relationship among three quantitative variables. We can use the scatter plot or bubble chart. And in this case, we have used two quantitative variables, and plus I have dropped the quantity also here, right? So and when you drop the quantity in addition to the two additional measures, we can see in the tooltip. What is the tooltip? The tooltip is nothing but the rectangle colored one. The one when you hover the cursor on any observations or data point, you can see that here in the black colored one. It gives you the quick insight in which category, in which region, how much sales we made, what is the corresponding profit, in which year, and how many units that we sold. You can see it here with this. Okay. Next, we will continue with